Day 95. Man, it was cold last night, cold this morning. Stupid moon. Boom. Nice, huh? Kept me up all night. Well, not all night, you know, I sleep like the dead, but there's a lot of weird noises out here I'm not familiar with. So it kept waking me up. I'm trying to find a new way out of here. The road is curvy and I can pretty much walk straight to the road, straight to the main road I see through these mountains. So I'm trying that out. Hope I don't trip and break an ankle or something stupid. Alright, so I headed back into town. I'm gonna take a shower at Weezer's place and then go get some breakfast, you know, lofty goals for the day, and then get out of town. I'm disappointed that I lost a few days of video. Well, I have no audio on it. I'm totally bummed about that. But I guess all it really was me bitching about being eaten alive by mosquitoes, so what the hell, man. Alright, let's go get a shower. That wasn't so bad. I shaved a good half, maybe 3/4 of a mile off my trip. Town is just over there. I'll probably be in a hot shower within a half hour, which is good because I am cold, man. I sent home all my winter stuff. Well, not all, but sent home a lot of it, and now it's gonna get cold. It's freaking July, and I'm not up in those mountains. I'm down here. It's kind of deserty, but I'm freezing. Oh, I can't wait to get my body core temperature back up with a nice hot shower. Plus, it's been a while since I've taken one. So this morning I took a shower over at Weezer's hotel room. Man, that was a powerful shower. Like, I didn't even need to scrub. The power of the water just knocked the funk right off me. Plus, soaking in hot tubs for the past few days has kind of helped. So as the cat who's driving this, I don't even know how to get out of town. I was supposed to go with Weezer because, you know, having a girl along makes it so much easier to hitch, but she ditched me. Whatever, ditched me. But anyway, so like I asked this cat, I'm like, hey, how do I get back? Because I don't even really know where I'm at right now. And he's like, dude, I'll take you. So awesome. You know, his name's Bob, nice guy. So, you know, I'm just gonna hang out here and wait for him, get back to the trail. I'll give you kind of a recap of the past few days since I have no audio on anything, but I'll wait till I'm out on the trail and in the mood to talk. Counted my chickens before they're hatched. Bob had something going on with some sort of water heater, so he can't give me a ride, so I'm just going down to stand on the corner and try my luck. I'll get there eventually, I always do. Alright, made it to the junction. Now I got another hitch. A nice German couple picked me up, dropped me off. They were headed to Lake Tahoe. So they dropped me off. I still have a few more miles to go, but unfortunately, there's 6 or 7 other hikers here waiting for a ride as well, which makes it way more difficult, but you gotta do what you gotta do. One of the guys has been here since yesterday trying to hitch, so it's not looking promising. Another day in the life though, huh? Aren't you jealous? You're not waiting on no street corner right now. You're all at your job, all happy. Okay, what we got here is Duck's hero. This is Robbie the Iron Man.
Hello.
Way back in, what was it, Jericho? Rodriguez water tank. This motherfucker climbed down in the water tank and fished out the last bits of the water, filtered it through his shirt, and then just straight drank it. Now, I thought he was dead, but Duck talked about this man every goddamn day for 2 months. 2 months. So much I had to tell him to stop talking about it, which made him talk about it more, you know. But yeah, I got to meet the Iron Man. This dude's kind of trail famous now. I have opted for the pity hitch. There's no way I'm getting a ride with that many hikers hanging out over there. I look like a serial killer, so I'm only ruining their chances too. So I'm hoping after I'm a mile or 2 up the road that people will be like, oh, he's in the middle of nowhere, let's pick this guy up, and hell, just being by myself increases my odds, so that seems logical. I'm going for it. Holy crap, I've never seen a 25% grade. Look at that truck driving up that mountain. Damn. Alright, that's gonna be a hard walk if I have to walk it, because I don't know, it's probably 15 miles or something stupid like that. I hope I get a hitch. That's not gonna be a fun walk. It took a little over an hour, but these 2 guys that are obviously going hiking by their backpacks happened to be headed to the trailhead, and they were nice enough to pick me up. This road is steep and curvy, and there's semis coming down it with full loads. And it's actually so tight and curvy that they are forced to drive off the road just to make the turns. It's crazy. I think they either would allow semis on something this small, or they would build it to handle them. I thought this was the nanny state, man. This place was blowing my mind with how dangerous it really is. top. Alright, back on trail. Let's do a full recap of the past few days. Past few days have actually, well, the few out there, well, in here on the trail, out there, the past few on the trail were horrible. I've never seen so many mosquitoes in my life. They were relentless. Oh man, like I got in the fetal position at one point. I made a big fire. They made me go farther than I wanted to go. I just couldn't find a place to get away from it. I kept trying. I ended up doing like a 27-mile day. I got to Lake Dorothy and I just built a fire. I found a place that, you know, a nice campsite. Built the biggest fire I could, and I got in the fetal position in the smoke. And, you know, I'm like, oh, just leave me alone for a few minutes. It was horrible. People started coming over to my camp because there was a fire, and they were trying to get away from the mosquitoes for a minute before they carried on. I had just given up, you know. I had nothing left to give. The next day, I wake up nice and early, I head out. Of course, the mosquitoes wake up before the sun, so they're just hounding me. And then we start going uphill, and everything got a lot better, you know. It was great up there. It was, you know, really high, and it was super steep. It was just on the side of this mountain, and you could see down forever. And it was triggering like minor panic attacks, nothing I couldn't fight and control, but, you know, the fear was still there. It was really desolate up there. It was just rock, nothing was growing. But there was no mosquitoes, so, you know, I was totally happy. Going to hitch into town, it's, you know, it's like a, I don't know, 30-mile hitch, I think, 20 at least. And you got to make a turn. It's always hard to hitch when there's a turn because that often means two hitches. But ran into this cool cat named Mike. He happened to be traveling through and he picked me up and two other hikers. And not only did he pick us up, but he brought us into town and bought us lunch. That was totally cool. Then a bunch of us ran into a bunch of hikers that I didn't even know. You know, I'd met them once here or there on trail, like that dude, I got a picture of him catching a fish. I actually saw him catch a few fish while I was there. He's just a catch and release guy named Dingo, really cool cat. But we all went down to the hot springs and, you know, ended up sleeping there for the night. The next day I wake up earlier than everybody, so I'm out. I go down to the Mexican restaurant, was it 385? Yeah. And I get breakfast there, and while I'm there, some nice dude named Bill buys my breakfast. Just all random like. Freaking awesome. So I'm sitting there, you know, eating my breakfast, and I run into a hiker that I ran into way back on that suspension bridge that was really wobbly. And he was just section hiking, and he had extra food, so he gave me a full resupply. Well, not a full resupply, but more or less a full resupply. So boom, there was that. Then after that, I go to the post office, and one of my supporters, who is going by the name of No Names, she sent me a great resupply box. You know, it's got cash and food and like all sorts of good stuff that I don't normally get to eat. So that's actually really exciting in a hiker's world. Let's see. So then, you know, I spent the night at the hot springs again, and I had it all to myself, and I chronically masturbated in that hot tub. I totally did. Not gonna deny it. Went down in town the next morning, took a shower at a friend's place. And, you know, and then I got back on the trail before anybody else too. They're all still waiting back there, trying to hitch. They're in a group of like, it's probably like a dozen by now. Hikers are just piling up on the corner. There's like 7 of us when I left. And according to the people that have been pulling up, talking to me because they saw me, but they didn't have room or other excuses, they said the group is growing on that corner. So, all right, so that's basically the recap. So now we're back on the trail and we're headed north. We've got, I don't know, 100 miles, or no, it's only 70 miles to the next place. And my pack feels so light. I sent home so much stuff. I think it was 17 pounds. Yeah, I feel like a slack packer now. Yeah, let's quit slacking, get back to packing. All right, stuff like this is totally sketchy. You know, you're walking across this dirty ice stuff, but there's holes. It's deep. That's a couple foot fall. That'll break an ankle. Mildly stressful, man. Go away, ice. This isn't fun amounts of ice. No, and everything's covered and it's totally terrifying. That's a certain level of fun. But that's just like, man, I don't even want to walk across that stupid stuff. Oh, carrying a very short day. I'm almost at the top of where I'm going. And then it's just straight downhill, and I don't know how far downhill I want to go. I'm afraid I'm going to run into mosquitoes. But you know what, if I do, I'm just going to head back up. I'm not going to deal with them today. I'm hoping I'm over that area, but I have to imagine there's more ahead. But what do I know? I don't study. I'm sure other people know. I can ask. Just tripped over a stone, stumbled around for a while on this edge right here, which freaked me out, so I threw myself in the direction of the dirt, but the dirt isn't dirt. It's really sharp volcanic rock. And the downside to owning a kilt is when you fall down, it flips up. So I think I cut my butt cheeks up. They feel pretty scratched up at least. They sting really good right now. I'll have to get somebody to check that out for me later, huh? Hey, could you see if my butt's cut up? Somebody will help me out with that, right? In an unusual turn of events, that is Josh and Michael. They are the ones that gave me a ride to the trail. I've never gotten a ride from somebody and then ended up on the trail hiking with them. That is a first. We might end up even camping together. There's a few campsites coming up within, you know, starting in 2 miles and going to the next, I think it's like 5 miles to the very bottom of this. But I'm not sure how low I want to go. I'm totally gun shy on mosquitoes now. I mean, after a good lynching by them, it changed my whole outlook on mosquitoes. I already hated them before, but now I fear and hate them. They totally kicked my butt. It was really sad. If I was a girl, I would have cried. I tried to cry, but I think they drank my tears before they came out of my eyes. Because they were actually flying inside of my eyes. A few went in my mouth. I mean, like, it was a pretty horrible experience. I don't know how people live in states that have mosquitoes. I would never. The Carson Iceberg Wilderness. That sounds really cold, but I doubt it has anything to do with icebergs. But, oh, Humboldt County. We all know what they're famous for. See what happens in this magical forest. Hoping there's some decent campsites that are mosquito free. Still haven't seen a single one. Down in there. Those look like some good hammocking trees. And last night I slept on the ground and I was uncomfortable and scared all night. I kept hearing weird noises that I'm not familiar with. I think they were just frogs or birds. But there were still noises I wasn't familiar with, so they kept triggering something in my brain that would wake me up, and having a full moon in my face didn't help either. So, cover of trees, swinging from them. That's what I'm hoping for. That's not asking much, is it? I don't think so either. I think that's the first cloud I've had between me and the sun in weeks. Stepped into a shadow and I was like, wow, it is unusually dark and cold in here. And I was like, oh, when's the last time I stepped into a shadow like that? Yeah, it's been a minute. So I'm down pretty low in elevation right now. I'm around all sorts of water, but not a single mosquito. Mosquito. No, see, they're not coming by magic. So I'm gonna keep going down, man. Might as well do downhill while, you know, there's still plenty of light left. I could have taken campsites back there. They were pretty okay, but might as well go all the way down. Camp near a river. When I wake up tomorrow, it's all uphill. I like doing uphills anyway. That always makes me feel like there's the possibility of a sunrise. And it warms you up because it's kind of cold out, you know. Just walking downhill doesn't really do it. You don't get your arms into it and all that. Got this shit down to a science by now, you know. Alright, so probably like 3 miles or so. Even though I'm down low, like I'm slowly losing elevation. So it's like 3 miles till I hit the river. Even though I can hear it right over there. Whatever. I'm on my way. So I'm walking to the camp, and lo and behold, who's coming southbound but Taco? I haven't seen her since, well, Kennedy Meadows, because I saw everybody in Kennedy Meadows. So we're camped together. She had to go meet her boyfriend way up the way, so she's doing a sobo now, so she's able to give me the scoop on who's where and whatnot. Turns out G's only like a week ahead of me, when that dude should be, I mean, I took 18 days off. So that dude's a slacker. Borax is just ahead of me. Firefly. Huh, so interesting. I thought everybody was so far gone, but no, it pops out of nowhere. It's all collecting firewood over there now. Yeah. Random events on the trail. June 30th, day 96. Nice hanging out with Taco last night, catching up. You know, I don't see a whole lot of familiar faces that I camp with, so you know, it was nice for a change. Hung out, we laughed all night, you know, built a nice fire, and then, you know, crashed out and I left her behind. I might run into her in the future. She's just going to Mammoth and then jumping back up to where the fuck she started at. So, you know, it's a long trail. I'll probably run into her again. I don't even remember. Oh yeah, I'm headed to Tahoe. Ooh, Tahoe. I might be there in time for 4th of July, which is that a good thing or a bad thing? I can't afford a hotel room normally. Definitely can't afford one on 4th of July. Prices double in towns. There's going to be people everywhere. That's a good thing for the yogi situation, but a bad thing for, you know, finding stealth spots to camp and all that. But no, I'll figure it out when I get there, as I usually do. Today's lofty goal is find somewhere to have second coffee. I brought extra gas with me, and hopefully there's no mosquitoes so I can just sit down and drink coffee. Taco said the mosquitoes aren't bad. There were places where they were bad, but she says they're not horrible. I told her she's going into utter hell. Oh man, Yosemite Swamp is a horrible place. I don't even know how to try to sugarcoat it and call it anything other than a swamp, because that's what it frickin' was. But anyway, let's go hike. I wish stuff showed up on video as it did in my eye. Because that is gorgeous full moon above that mountain. Wow, birds are singing. It's a really nice morning. And no mosquitoes. Man, I love this time of day. Sadly, this is about the closest thing I'm going to get to a sunrise. So, I'm going to sit right here on this rock, make myself some second coffee, hand roll me up a little cigarette, maybe a mini little safety meeting, and continue on the way. I'm not in a hurry at all. South Lake Tahoe sounds stressful to me. Not really looking forward to getting there. But it'll probably be an adventure. Most things are, aren't they? Try to be positive. This will be the last time I don't filter my water. We're starting to get down kind of low. But this is just coming straight off the mountain. There's not much up there, so I doubt anybody's pooped up there. So I'm gonna kind of go with that. But I'm getting lower in elevation, so I'm probably gonna start filtering soon. Plus the bear canister isn't in my way anymore. So I don't really have an excuse other than sheer laziness. But then I get what I deserve for that. After the past few days, today seems perfect. It's nice and mellow, the trail is smooth, there's a breeze blowing, great smells in the air. This is a good day to hike. The past few days have been kind of hell. At least past few days on trail. A few days in town were actually rather nice. But the past few days on trail have been such hell, man. Like, I was wondering what would make it so that I'm not enjoying my hike at all, and it turns out it's mosquitoes. I hear there's a section right before town, something called Echo Lake. That's where there's a bunch of skeeters here, so I'm gonna do my best to camp somewhere before it maybe, and then just blast through it as fast as I can and get to town. I don't know. I haven't even seen where Echo Lake is, so just plotting and planning, you know. Eventually look at a map and figure it all out, but I will go out of my way to avoid the mosquitoes. Definitely will. They're my nemesis on this trail by far. I mean, not much else has been a challenge. I mean, there's been challenges, snow and all that stuff, that little ice shelf that freaked me the hell out. But, you know, they are nothing in comparison to the challenge of mosquitoes. But I'm going to enjoy what I've got for now, and when it turns to shit, I'll cry. That's how it works. I've just been informed by some Sobos that in 10 miles, there's trail magic. Hot food that's going on until dark, they say. That's a little farther I was planning on going. That's over 2 pretty big hills. It's already almost 2 o'clock, so bust out 10 more, I don't know. I'm gonna try though. Hopefully the train is easy, because I wouldn't mind free food. You know I wouldn't. As I said, I will filter my water now. I am filtering even though I'm in a hurry. But check out this craziness. Right here is a hole that water comes out of. Just right in the trail. Just a hole. I stepped in it. I've kept my shoes dry for quite a while, and I totally stepped in it. But, you know, only partially. And I still got 8 miles to go, but only one really big hill. And there's a lot of downhill. And then hopefully I make it there in time for trail magic. And if everything works out, maybe I'll sleep there, because that was farther than I was planning on going today. I think that puts me at like 25 or so for the day. But crash out there, maybe wake up and have trail magic breakfast. Oh, that would be nice. Come on, trail, and put the energy out there. Give me trail magic breakfast. All right, made it to the top of the hill, as you can see, or pass, or whatever the hell this is. I got like 5 miles to go. It's getting kind of late, but it's mostly downhill. So there's that. I'm gonna make it. Free food is a calling. It's a great motivator, it is. Especially if it's like hamburgers. I really want spaghetti. I've been craving spaghetti lately. I'm gonna find that. And that is the next goal, the next town. See if I can find some spaghetti. But the problem is spaghetti in a restaurant's like 20 bucks, you know? It's like expensive shit. And spaghetti's not really expensive to make, man. Man, just buy my own ingredients. Ooh, yeah, cook it up at a hostel. See, there you're thinking, get what you want, make it yourself. Alright, trail magic. More often than not, when you're headed to the road, the last few miles are downhill. Except when there's trail magic. Whew. Past few miles are uphill, but it should be right at the top of this hill or somewhere close. I am almost there. I'm freaking weary and hungry. I haven't eaten anything in 7 or 8 miles. Why waste my food if there's the possibility of free food? Almost there. Oh, I get to hear the road. Oh, that sounds like a motorcycle. It sounds kind of close. I hope it is. I did 26 today. 25.9, but that's 26. Another unintentional marathon. Did one a couple of days back just to get away from the mosquitoes. I kept thinking if I went further uphill, I'd get away from them. I only planned on doing like 18 that day, and I did 27 to get to Dorothy Lake, which was infested with mosquitoes. So they forced me to. Those mosquitoes tell me what's up, and they made me do that damn marathon. But it got me into town quicker and away from them faster, so you know, all worth it in the end. And this is for a good cause, free food. Not many more worthy causes than that. Nope, can't smell it yet, but I know I'm close. Check that out, so it's like some sort of trail magic company. Look, limit situation trail magic. The trail provides. Is hiker hunger real? The trail provides. Nice, look at all that's going on up here. Hallelujah. I made it in time. I got one of the last cheeseburgers, muffin, that drink. Awesomeness. Places to sit, lots of hikers. These are the two that are throwing it. I've forgotten their names already, but they're great people. Awesome. I'm so glad to be here. People throwing it, they've been doing it for years. Just coming out and taking care of hikers. Pretty damn cool. I am literally camped right next to the trail magic. Like, yeah, I did 26 today, man. I'm pooped. So I'm gonna hang out here. A few hikers are gonna hang out here. We're gonna have a little safety meeting. And I'm gonna crash out, wake up early and do this all over again, but probably without the trail magic, yeah. But that was perfect. I came in and I got the last bacon cheeseburger, the last one. Oh yeah. Oh, who's the lucky guy? That's me, man. There was cheesecake and all sorts of crazy stuff that I, well, you don't normally get those at Trail Magic. I mean, New York cheesecake? What? They had a blow-up sheep that we signed. That was kind of weird. A little blow-up sheep. Yeah, I wonder who goes in and buys that, though. They seem like nice people. I can't imagine any one of them wanting to go in and buy a blow-up sheep. And they keep the pens in the butthole. It's kind of funny. Good times. This is well worth running my ass off, though. I mean, even if I didn't get it, I was going to be disappointed, but I wasn't going to let it show. You know, I stood over there, mentally prepared myself for this place not having food. You know, rolled a cigarette, smoked it, calmed down before I walked in, because I didn't want to be that asshole when they're like, oh, we're out of food, man. You're like, what? Yeah, you know, because, you know, I was all amped, so I didn't want to be that guy. Because these people do a great thing for us just because they run out of food. That's not their fault, man. They brought 150 burgers and like 20-something pizzas and went through all of it. And we still got hikers showing up. The guys like trying to find food for them, you know. But, yeah, pretty awesome of them. Very awesome.